Good afternoon. Today we're going to talk about current trends in communicative language teaching. First of all, I would like to tell you that the main goal of learning a second language is to level up the communicative competence. So now, sure, are you wondering what is a trend, especially in the educational field? Well, let me just explain you. A trend is a set of teaching and learning methods that are highly applied to any person. Now, once you know that, we're going to move on to 10 assumptions to 10 core assumptions of current communicative language teaching. The first one is meaningful communication. Okay, the learning is take place when we have meaningful communication and interaction with the teacher. The second one is effective task. These are related to the tasks that the teacher gives the students in order to they can negotiate the meeting, expand their language structures, and notice how the language is used, and take part of an interpersonal exchange. The other one is relevant content, purposeful, interesting, and engaging. It means that the content that the teacher presents to the students need, need to be unique and attractive for them in order to they can get engaged with the topic and they feel that they need to learn that content. The other one is a holistic process. What does it mean? It mean it means that it is not just focusing one skill, and we can focus in several language skills. The other one is inductive learning. It is related to that the teacher is not going to teach directly the grammar. I mean, he first is going to show to the students some examples, and then the students um, are going to guess about the new structure, but then the teacher is going to explain the grammar. The other one is creative use of language. It means that we as teachers need that the student use the language as much as he can, but we don't have to take into account the errors that that person makes because uh, through this process the person is going to, I mean, we need to correct them, but knowing the moment that they are checking, because they will feel that um, all the things that they say are going to be bad. So if we correct after his participation is okay, because with this we're going to help him to improve his accurately and fluency in the language. Okay, now we have learners develop their own route. It means that the teacher is not going to give all the information about certain topics. In order to motivate the students to research and search the information that is of his interest. The other one is communication strategies. Um, to have succeed in the language learning, we need to have communication strategies. It means that we need to know how to act in any situation that we have, especially in real context. And also it involves how we can communicate with others. The other one is teacher as a facilitator. Well, in the current trends, the teacher is not going to be just like a guide. Instead of that, he's going to be a facilitator. It means that he's going to be there to resolve any question of the students, but also he's going to be in charge of create spaces in which the students can use the target language. The last one is learning through collaboration. Okay, there are here it is related to the students need to work together to develop their own their own knowledge. This is because you know that sometimes we have people that know more about a topic than others. So if we join them together, they can share their ideas and the way in which they learn, and they can improve together. Now let's go to move on to classroom. This is like the traditional classroom activities characteristics. The first one is to develop a student's communicative competence. In the traditional method, we're going to mix the speaking production with the grammar. We are not just to focus in the communicative competence because they consider that we need grammar to speak, and once you know grammar, you can produce a speaking. So uh, it argued that we need to teach 50 of grammar and 50% of speaking. Create the need for communication, interaction, and negotiation. Here the teacher is going to use activities such as role play, solving problems, and sharing information about the students. The other one is content that connects to students' lives and interests. It means that the teacher is going to use examples of real life, or especially if he can, personal experiences that students feel connect with it. Personalized learning. Here we can give the students the opportunity to talk about their own experiences according to the topic that the teacher is going to teach. Classroom materials. The classroom materials need to be more according to the students' interest and need. Now let's go to move on to um, some assumptions that Jacobs and Farrell suggest for these trends. Um, First one, they suggest that teachers should promote the learner autonomy. As we have mentioned before here in the learning autonomy, the student is going to have the necessity to research about the topic because the teacher is not going to explain all about that topic. And even this is a good point because the learner is going to have the opportunity to make a deep research about what is most interesting for him. Obviously, it is related to the topic that the teacher has taught. The social nature of learning. Okay, Jacobs and Farrell says that the learning is not an individual activity. Instead of that, they say that the learning is a collaborative and social activity in which learning emerge through the interaction between students. The other one is curricular integration. They suggest that English should not be just like a single subject that doesn't have relationship with any kind of subject. Instead of that, they suggest that we need to link the English subject to other ones in order to the students be exposed to this language as much as they can. The other one says focus and meaning. We can say that meaning is a driving force of learning because students need to know and how to use the different words and expressions, and also why what they mean when someone else say to them and in any context. The other one is diversity. Jacobs and Farrell suggest that learners learning a different way. And it means that nobody is going to be good at something that other one is bad at it. So the teacher needs to know um, the strength of each student and try to design activities related to the learning way um, of the students, of the most of the students. Thinking skills. It is related a little bit with the first one because we need to we need as teachers to try to develop the thinking skills of our students. It means that we need to make them to think about their own criteria about different topics. Also, we have we have to try to let them to develop his creativity and different activities. The seventh and last one is the alternative assessment. Well, in this, Jacobs and Farrell suggest that we don't have to follow the stereotype of tests or quizzes to evaluate to our students or even to assign assignments. We need to innovate this and try different methods, different ways to evaluate the knowledge of our students because not everything is just a multiple forms or multiple choice quizzes. We have more options that we need to discover or even to create them. The eighth is teacher as co-workers. It is also related to the item talked before. The teacher is viewed as a facilitator. It means that the teacher is going to try to look for the opportunities and alternatives to the students can learn. It could be through doing the things or giving the chance to the students can talk about different topics about their interests, or let them to do a research or investigation that also should be applied through apply take into account the students' interests and needs. So we have seen that the trends are important because it determines how we can learn or how we can teach. And the most important is that we as teachers we don't have to try to put our way of thinking or our way of do the things. We need to be more flexible and let that the students take part of the learning process, and that be they be more responsible about his own learning. And yes, we just as teachers we just can be facilitators, that we are there for guide to the people, to the students, but not to tell them how to do the things or how to think. So I consider that this information is so relevant and important for each future teacher. I think that that's it. Thank you very much.